think we are live again, although we know StreamYard today. So, I mean, we just lost the StreamYard feed. So we went directly with YouTube because I wanted to kind of finish the show since we were kind of talking and kind of going through all of this. So I told you guys we would put up a new board, and hopefully now folks will get back on track here and join us here on this side here. Something happened with StreamYard. It looks like, I guess, Facebook and other things have gone down. Instagram, I believe, Facebook and Instagram, and I would imagine StreamYard must be tied to something with them because StreamYard went down also. So I thought it was like a, power surge and all that, but it was actually that StreamYard went down at the same time. So I figured I'd come directly into YouTube since we actually, can you guys hear? Is everything cool? Like, I know we got a couple of people already on the chat board there. Make sure you tell me that the audio sounds fine. Let's see, clean up your mic. Clean up my mic. Out here. I don't know what to tell you on the, let me see. Let me see. I don't know if I have anything here. See, this is new. We haven't done it straight through YouTube here. So I don't know how to actually tweak anything with the mic. Hear you loud and clear. Okay. All right. The sound is a bit off though. Sounds like crap. Sound is not great. Okay. All right. So Jay hears me loud and clear, but some of you don't. And I got Sean calling me. Yes, Sean, I'm on the air. Oh, okay. Like, where do I do that at? Yeah. Oh, and hit settings. And go to settings. Okay, and then where do I go? Settings. This is good. I'm doing this on the air. Systems, devices, phone, personalization. This is good. This is good stuff for on air. Okay. 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 Do you guys hear anything now? Are you guys hearing anything now? Does it sound better? Or are you guys hearing anything? Yes? No? What's the deal? You guys hearing anything? Because I'm wondering if I actually turned it off. No? No? All right. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Loud. See, some people say loud and clear, and then others say not better. I don't know what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. All right, Sean, we'll figure it out later on. Okay? All right, you got it. All right, Sean is on top of it, but I am not. So I apologize if it doesn't sound good. We'll have this all podcasted for you, so you'll be able to go back and listen to it if you want to. It's, I don't know how to fix it, to be honest with you. I'm not the technical guy. I just know how to do a radio show. That's kind of what I do. You know what I mean? So I appreciate Sean, who's helping me here on this, but I just can't figure it out on my own how to fix the mic so it sounds perfect for you guys. It's a miracle that I've been able to figure it out as it is for StreamYard, is it? So look at yourself from your phone for a second, and you'll see. What do you mean? Okay. What do you mean? Okay. What do you mean? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a hollow. There's a hollow, kind of like an echo on it. Yes. I got you. Yeah, the sound's not clear. I just don't know what to do, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was trying to finish the show out, and try to do it the right way and help, and kind of complete the whole thing. But unfortunately, with StreamYard going down, this creates an issue for me. Howdy, Orlando. Like there is a streaming issue on your YouTube. A lot of shows are down. Yeah, no, that's apparently Facebook, Instagram, and now StreamYard have all gone down. So what are you going to do? These things happen, and you just got to kind of adjust to all of this. Folks, let me see if there's a couple things that maybe I wanted to talk about and that we haven't gotten off. I haven't gotten off my chest. We celebrated Don Shula's life yesterday, and they did it this weekend. And the players were, a lot of ex-players were in town, and it's a great event. And I'm glad that they did it. We can't do enough for Shula, but do you know what would be the ultimate celebration of Shula? It would be for this organization to figure out what they need to get done. That's really the problem right now, because everything that Shula built for 30 years has been absolutely destroyed in the last 25. To me, that's the most insulting part to Don Shula. The man that's meant the most to this organization, the guy that's made the most impact in this organization. It's Shula, then it's Joe Robbie. And those two gentlemen meant everything about what football was in this town for a long, long time. And when I was watching the celebration and the events they had, and by the way, thank you to the Dolphins for putting it on YouTube and things like that, because I didn't go. And look, I lived the Shula era, so I it's not something that I needed to be there to celebrate it. I've already, I've done everything that you could possibly do during the Shula era to enjoy the Shula era. But to me, where we need to honor the man, where Stephen Ross and the coaching staff and the front office, where all of us need to kind of honor him, is by maintaining or getting back to the standard that he set. Because that's the biggest crime that's gone on for this Dolphin organization, is that guy came here and took an expansion team and made them one of the most respectable and one of the most and the most winningest organization in all of pro sports. They're no longer that anymore, because obviously 20 years of losing is going to completely set you back in your record and everything else. Like I said, this guy retired, or this guy was pushed out the door. And at that moment, our Dolphins were one of the most respected franchises in all of pro sports. Not just football, all of pro sports. Clearly, they were one of the royalty teams of the NFL while Don was here. And now that we no longer even have Don in our presence, he's always going to be in our spirit, in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls. Obviously, those of us that are Dolphin fans, and especially those of us that lived that era, and we get to appreciate everything that went on. But what I pray for, what I hope for, what I am wanting most to happen is that they get back to respectability, because that's how Don Shula left it. And that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? And watching everything that went on this weekend, I would love to see you get back to, being a respectable franchise. And that's the best way to honor Don Shula. Because what we have done to that man after he built all of this, it's an absolute crime. It really is. Vlad, thank you, sir. With a Bills logo, always supporting our show. I appreciate you, my man. Just want to wish you a happy birthday. I'm not a Dolphins fan, but I'm a big fan of your show. Thank you, Vlad. That is very kind of you. Very cool of you as a Buffalo fan. Thank you, sir. Very nice. Very nice. And I almost had a really good birthday weekend. You know, well, not almost, right? Because they didn't really almost win. I didn't have a good birthday week. All the concert on Saturday was great. I went to go see the Ocean Blue, a band that I like from back in the early '90s, and they were a good band. And it was like a concert in the making for 30 years, waiting for them. And I went up to Respectable Street. You know, I've never been to that place in West Palm Beach for a concert. Almost went a couple times, and something happened that I couldn't go. And I went up there for the first time. What a groovy little club that is. That's a great little place to go see a band. Really enjoyed it, man. That was cool. And the opening act, Sweet Bronco, and they were pretty good. I enjoyed them. Never heard of Sweet Bronco. Good. Really good concert on Saturday. Had a good time. So I just wish I had a Dolphin win. That's what I needed to complete my weekend, you know. I wasn't shocked that Inter lost to Portland. I wasn't shocked that Miami lost to Virginia on Thursday. I'm not shocked that the Marlins lost 95 games this year, and they won on Sunday at least. But the Dolphins, come on, man. This is and as I told you guys leading up to this game, these are the games that, and I know to even mention the word playoffs is irresponsible right now. The way this team is playing, they're not even going to win 5 games. They're going to struggle to win 3 this way. The Jets beat Tennessee yesterday. For those of us that had the 2 games locked up against the Jets like wins, well, not the way the Dolphins are playing now. They're going to struggle. But these are the games, like the Colts, and then coming up with the Jags. That's not a gimme either anymore. Not the way that how scary is that? You watch the improvement from year 1 to year 2. You get to 10 wins. You think your defense is taking steps forward, and now this season starts and you're 1-3, and you feel like you could lose to anybody on the roster now. What a shit feeling that is. I don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. Dolphin fans don't deserve this. Man, we were headed in the right direction. We're hoping to take another step forward this year. And now this stuff happens and it rears its ugly head. And then all this does is bring back memories of the past. Oh, crap, fooled again. I'm not ready to say that. But I get those of you that feel that way. I understand 100% those of you that feel that way. You feel like you got bamboozled. Same old Dolphins. And that's really not fair, but that's what's going to happen to the Dolphin that's been at this forever and watching the crap that they've watched the last 20 years. Amazing. Don't forget, folks, you can always send us a text, whether you're listening to the podcast at any time, day or night, 855-912-1056. As you all know, those of you that send a text, normally I answer. I'm pretty good about communicating with our listeners. Email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com is another way to reach out to us. The Twitter feed, Big O Show. Please smash the hell out of the like button that you're watching right now on the YouTube channel. Very important you smash the like button. And also, remember, you can also make a donation to the program by Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Joel says, oh, do you think that maybe part of the reason we suck is because our defense started taking it easy on our offense during practice before the season started? No, Joel, I don't think that has anything to do with it. No. Right now I'm really concerned about the coaches. And I'm wondering whether you have the right coaching staff now. And if the head coach is he capable enough of getting the right coaches around him? Because if he isn't, he's not going to succeed. I need to see what happens in the next 13 games. Tyler Gubala says, I took my daughters to their first Finns game yesterday to celebrate my birthday today. Had fun, but yeah, a win would have been better. I'm with you. Happy birthday, Tyler. A Libra. Tank McBride says, Big O, there's a picture Brissett took with a fan, and he had a Colts jersey in his hand. Well, I mean, you know, Colts fan that came down for the game. He probably still likes Brissett and respects what he did for him and all that. And not a big deal, bro. I don't care about that. I worry more about Brissett's ultra-conservative play and just that he's so mediocre. That's really more that's what bothers me more than anything else. Big O, if the Dolphins, I'm going to trade for Watson, they should do it now before we're so bad he won't want to pay. He won't want to play for us, and his time on the exemption list will count towards his suspension. Dana, first of all, I don't think you can trade for him now. I don't think they're going to trade for him now. I think Houston's going to wait till everything is over so they can maximize value. And Miami would be really dumb to trade for him now. Any team in the league would be really stupid to trade for Deshaun Watson now because you're going to give up a boatload of picks, possibly players too. And what happens if something now comes up that we didn't know about and he goes to jail? I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I think in the end, everybody's going to get paid off and they're going to move on and all that. That's what I think is going to end up happening. Do I know for sure? Not even close. I'm just guessing. But I can't take the chance if I'm an NFL team and trade for a guy that what happens if some criminal activity comes up? What about if there's a video? What about if there are pictures? What about if there are texts? What about if there's something that incriminates him as a sexual offender? Then what? You're going to wait for him to go to jail and then come out and then still use him? Probably not. Don't think you want to do that with your corporate sponsors. Oh, yes, our quarterback, yes, he was arrested, charged with sexual assault, served jail time, but now that he's back, we want him on the team. Does that mean so if Watson gets found guilty by chance, does that mean that everybody that lives right around the stadium, you know, like he has to file for, since he doesn't really live in the stadium, but he's going to be at the stadium a lot and the practice facility, does everybody in Miami Gardens need to be aware that there's a sexual predator on the field? It's not a good look, dude. You cannot trade for the guy. No. You can't. Because you just don't know. None of us know. And that's the scary part. Big O Gailey's record as the Finns coordinator is 32-16-0, making him the most successful O coordinator in Miami Dolphins history. They made the playoffs twice, 2000, 2001, and he had a 1-2 record. Bro, I wasn't a Gailey hater anyways. Now, I know that he was a Fitz guy, so, and he knew that he probably wasn't around for long. So maybe the politics of it all also played something into it. Again, this is all Flo's mess. Flo's the one that constantly makes a mess about his offensive coordinators and his O-line. It's caught up to him now, and he's got to fix it. How he does that in the middle of a season, good luck to you. That's going to be really hard, ladies and gentlemen. Incredibly hard to fix a problem right now during the season. Goodell is licking his chops that Miami gets Watson because Goodell will immediately suspend him. Well, not a suspension, but to put him on the commissioner's list. I know what you're saying. I just don't think any team is going to, not even Miami, I don't think any team is going to trade for him right now. I've said that for months now. I've said it for months that I don't believe anybody will trade for him because they don't know everything. and it could blow up in your face and you would look like complete idiots if you traded for a sexual offender and then now the sexual offender has to go to jail. Oh, man. We need a G-damn O-line, not a QB. Hire the Stash and Fiedler Krabs as OC, all right? Dana says, I'm not saying I will trade for him, but obviously I don't make the decision. Stephen Ross' name keeps popping up. I'm just saying do it now if you're going to do it, or at least the ship, or let that ship sail. The ship can sail in the offseason, and others will all get involved. Dump Fry, trash QB. Big O, I believe in Tua, but I can't fully evaluate him until he has a good O-line and a good running back. I'm with you. I get it. I get it. And then on the same line right after, Solomon says, I don't think Tua is our guy. Where do we go from here? Excluding the possibility of trading for Deshaun Watson. Aaron Rodgers would be the other one in the offseason that you can trade for. Just pull a Ditka. Give all your picks away for the kid at Pitt. We can't draft quality players anyways. I do like the Pickett kid. I like him. What an arm. Best passer at Pitt since Marino is that Pickett kid. That Pickett kid has got an electric arm, man. Dougie Fresh says, there are any old school line coaches we can get out of retirement for the rest of the year? I don't know. I don't know if there's any that want to come out of retirement. That's the problem. We don't know. I think this loss also hurt a little extra because Shula would not be proud of this crap. Well, I mean, what's Shula been proud of for 20 years? Right? For 25 years. Since he got pushed out the door, what would Shula be proud of at all? It's not this year. It's just the whole 25 years since they pushed him out the door. There's nothing to be proud of at all. The biggest accomplishment was Jimmy getting the defensive players. That's it. But no Dolphin team has accomplished anything in 25 years. A couple have made the playoffs, but none of them, not one has made a deep run into the playoffs. You know how crazy that is? That in a quarter of a century, this Dolphin team has barely been to the playoffs. And the few trips that they have, they're all one and outs pretty much. You have like maybe 2 games that you won, 1 game, and you got to the second round. That's it. It's pretty sad, man. Jamie Zorrilla says, Big O, I think the problem is Flo's ego, as it looks like he likes to control everything, including offense, relying on defense, and only opening the offense if they're losing badly. Is he a controller? Well, Jamie, maybe he is. He looks like it in a way that, on the talent side, you can tell that he's had a lot of influence in and out of that roster. He's created his own problems. That's why, Jamie, he's earned the right to get out of this hole. Let's see what he does now. Let's find out. Because this is the season that puts him at a real doubt for the first time. And you look at QBs around the league. Mayfield is struggling. Yesterday they won. They defeated Minnesota 14-7. Mayfield was 15 of 33, 155 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He's 74 of 113 for 935, 65%, which is not bad, but only 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions through 4 games. These are the things that when you get a young quarterback, there are going to be ups and downs, right? And they've got to figure it out. So Mayfield had a really good rookie year, then had a shitty year. Then had a pretty good year last year, and now is having a bad year. So right now, if you're Cleveland, you need to see him kind of turn it around this year, because if not, you're not giving him the big contract. Big Ben, accomplished, going to Hall of Fame, probably a rapist, who knows, allegedly. But anyway, Big Ben, 26 of 40, 232 yards in a loss to Green Bay, a touchdown and an interception. He is 109 of 170 right now for 1,033 yards, 64%, which is not bad, not great, but not bad. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Some of these cats that they were expecting to, one for Ben bounce back, looks like his career is pretty much done. And with Baker Mayfield, here's a guy that it's an up and down, up and down. Let's see if he can maintain it. The challenges of developing a young quarterback. Not easy, ladies and gentlemen, not easy. Watched the show with Joe Shad last week. He mentioned the Dolphins have a philosophy of keeping the game close and winning at the end. That's true. It's going to be hard to win more than 50%. Well, right now, they're not going to win no 50%. The way the team is playing right now, they're not winning squat. How do you hire an unproven head coach who's never been a head coach? But they do that all the time in this league. You can't always hire somebody that's experienced. You're going to have to hire the young coaches that have never been one. That happens all the time in the NFL. Some of them become good. McVay has done a nice job. Some are going to do a nice job and some are not. In Philadelphia, Peterson did well, won a championship, and then also did terrible and got fired. I mean, you're going to hire guys. That happens in every business. That's just not football. Sometimes you'll hire somebody to become a manager, and they were an employee. And now they're going to become a manager of the employees. But you never know how they're going to handle it. They've proven along the way that they've earned the right to it, but you really don't know what they're going to be like until they get the job. That's in everything, man. You're going to have to hire a general manager who's never been a general manager. You're going to have to hire coaches who have never been head coaches. It's part of the game. In a perfect world, would you love to hire somebody that's experienced, been there and done it, and been successful? Of course. But that option is not always there for you. And that's the issue. I've watched every game since the early 90s. I thought of Shula because of his celebration of life they held this weekend. It would have been nice to get a win, but you're right, 20 years of repeat. It's been terrible. Jersey Dolphins says, hey, I've never been a Mike Tomlin fan. He has multiple talents and has not coached them well at all. He's won a title. He's won a lot. He's tolerated a lot, dude. I mean, he doesn't pick the talent. And they gave him Antonio Brown, and they gave him Ben Roethlisberger, and they gave him Le'Veon Bell. They've given him some clowns, and he's had to kind of keep the ship afloat even with those clowns. Not easy. Not easy. I was one of those that thought that Mike Tomlin was kind of losing his grip on the team, but after the last couple of years watching these other clowns, props to him. That's all I can say. Alan D says, if playoffs is no longer the goal this season, what do you need to see to feel good about next year, Big O? Coaching staff. I got to see Flo overcome this problem. And technically, playoffs are not off the shelf yet. Can we wait until they're mathematically eliminated? Can we wait until we're sure that this is how they're going to play the rest of the year? I get it, dude. I've been too patient for some of you out there. But I don't want to make change just for change. And, a lot of you tell me, oh, you got to fire Flo and you got to fire Greer, and then I tell you right away, okay, for who? And none of you have an answer. And if you have an answer, it's a silly one, or you come up with another unproven person. Like the guy from ESPN, what's his name? The bald guy. Sounds great always. Good-looking dude. What's his name that a lot of people talk about him for being a general manager? Forgot his name now. A couple of you, Louis Riddick. And Louis sounds great, you know, gets out there, says all the right sound bites, good-looking dude, great delivery, all that stuff, perfect for TV. But he's unproven. You have no idea if he can really do it. That's the thing, that some of you are really quick to fire all these guys, but you don't have the solution. And it's not easy to find the solution. That's why I want to make sure that before I join the fire the whole deal group, I want to make sure that Flo is not the guy. Let's see how he handles all of this. We want Mike Mayo, not. If Flores can overcome a bad start, then he's the coach. If not, seat has to be on fire. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Red hot. Tremolio says, needs to be said that Fitz was responsible for several wins in 2019 and 20. This team wanted Bridgewater pre-2019 and settled for Fitz. 2019 wins should have been 3. 2020 wins should have been 8. But that's not what it was. So we got to go by what happened, actually. You know? Dougie Fresh, thank you for a little love on the super chat. Oh, from all your years as a Finn fan, has there ever been a team that had such high expectations that has played this badly? Well, I'm trying to think of, I guess, the following year from 10-6 from Gase, the following year from the 11-5 in the Wildcat. Those years were kind of expecting them to, you know, build on it. I didn't buy much in the Wildcat year, even when they played well. I didn't like it because it was a gimmick thing. So I didn't think that was legit. But the Gase one, after that 10-6 year, you kind of thought they would be pretty good the next year, and they weren't. I mean, lately, I'd have to go back to like a Wanstead team because they had those defenses. Something like that. That final year for Wanstead. That might be one because they were so bad. But this is one that hurts, man. This one that hurts. It hurts because I was convinced that they were headed in the right direction. And now I got to question it. I'm not there yet that, okay, they're done and fire everybody, but I have to question it. I have no choice. And it sucks. Sucks. Agent 21 says, the reason they don't disclose who the OC is so that they don't have to repeat of last year where Gailey took all the heat and resulted in him resigning. I don't know if he resigned because of that. I think he might have resigned because of the situation. Eddie Lepp says, really discouraged, though. I was fully in on Greer Flores. Agree completely with their philosophy, discipline, toughness, don't overpay, etc. But now I'm unsure of their ability to execute that philosophy. Eddie, dude, I would love to talk you off the ledge. I would love to tell you you're wrong, Eddie. You're seeing it wrong. You just don't understand. I would love to find some kind of a discussion with you on this. I can't. The way you feel is the way we all feel. We should feel. And some of us feel even worse than that because some of us are already firing everybody. But right now we have to question everything. Everything has to be questioned. We have no choice. Greer and Flores will need to spend big in free agency in the next offseason, spend it on O-line and defense, but especially on O-line. Yeah, but what I don't want is for you to spend and you're desperate, then you make bad decisions, and then they fire you anyway, and then you set the next people back also, because then they inherit a whole bunch of bad contracts. And that just, you don't want to start that way. So, but you are right about this. They're going to have to invest in the O-line if these guys don't get better. There's no other way of phrasing it. There's no other way of going about this whole thing. They're going to have to. What are you going to do? All right, folks. Let me see. What else do we have here? Marlins, by the way, ended up 67 and 95. 95 losses. 3 out of the last 4 years where they've played complete seasons, because last year they were 31 and 29 in that shortened season, which was kind of bogus. But they've lost 95, 105, and 98 games. It's just tough, man. Spend some money on pitching. Inter Miami ends up losing to Portland last night, 1-0. And let me tell you something. I saw the play where Carranza scored the goal 3 minutes later after Portland scored. And the coach is, kicking the seat and dropping F-bombs left and right last night. And I get all of that. I understand that he was frustrated. But this whole thing that we got robbed, you're a bad team. I get it. The coach is frustrated. He's coaching a terrible team. He's actually done a decent job considering what he inherited. But please don't give me this BS that you got ripped off. And I saw the replay. I saw the game, and then I saw the replay, and I looked at it over and over again. We don't really get, the complete picture. So you don't really get to see whether he really, pushed him down to the ground or there's some flopping going on. But either way, the optics were you pushed him. So you lost out and you didn't get the goal, and you couldn't tie him and walk away with a tie at least. I get it. But this whole thing, we got robbed. You're a bad team. You've been a bad team all year. You had one nice run. But outside of that, this is a bad franchise. It's been a bad franchise now for 2 years. Their players aren't good enough. They got a lot of problems off the field along with on the field. They got a lot of salary issues that they've got to try to fight through. This is going to be a rough go for this team over the next couple of years. If they don't hit on young guys and they don't find a young guy or two that are super impactful, they're done. And what I mean by done is they're done over the next couple of years in trying to hope for bigger things, in other words. But the coach, we got robbed. That's funny. That's funny. All right, I think we are done here. I don't think I got anything else to say. Remember, I'll go with the over 51.5 Raiders and Chargers. Don't buy SHIB now because it's I wouldn't tell you to buy SHIB anyway, but never buy anything that's gone parabolic. It's always my tip to you guys out there. Those of you that ended up buying Solana when it went parabolic, you saw how it went down. So remember, every parabolic move, there's a consolidation. That's when you jump in on the consolidation. All right, I'm out of here. Voice is already hurting. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Thanks to all who sent in Cash App or Venmo or on Super Chat. We thank Sean Stanley and appreciate all of you out there being patient with some of the technical snafus. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.